Low carb, high fat diet. I know it is a very popular approach these days to weight loss, for stabilizing blood sugar, for reducing risk of heart disease, etc. etc. And these are all good benefits of ketogenic diet. Look, I don't have anything against keto diet. And if you can stick with this diet ideally forever or at least decade or two, then you fix your problem with nutrition. You don't need to watch another video on nutrition in the YouTube or elsewhere. You fix your problem with nutrition. And I will not tell you in this video on what diet you must go, because we're all individuals. But I know what is best diet for you. If you can choose one diet with what you can stick to ideally forever or at least decade or two, and I don't care if it is a ketogenic diet, high carb diet, carnivore diet, whatever that is, this is the best diet for you. But I want to show you advantages and disadvantages of this popular ketogenic diet, this high-fat, low-carb diet, if you are an athlete. And again, it will highly depend on your goal, whether you want to lose weight or gain weight, or you want to optimize your health, or you want to improve your results, you want to recover faster, whatever is your goal. Nutrition plays a key role in achieving it. And if you are curious about this ketogenic approach and how it will affect your performance as an athlete, I will show you pros and cons of this diet. Let's start with pros. I think the best advantage of this ketogenic diet is fat burning and weight loss. But I don't think that ketogenic diet is the only way to burn fat faster. And as an athlete, if you train on low intensities, maybe ketogenic diet is a way to go if you can stick with it for a long time. And again, don't look for shortcuts. Don't look for short-term weight loss. You will gain weight again if you cannot stick with one healthy diet for a long time. The next advantage I think that this approach can give you is a good heart health, because it can increase good cholesterol levels, decrease blood pressure, and triglyceride levels. Look, I think if you are a typical person who exercises mainly for his health and who want to eat clean, ketogenic diet is good for these purposes. But if you are an athlete who trains on high intensities, who is serious about his recovery, who wants to improve his results both in field and in the gym, I want to show him cons of this ketogenic approach. The first and the major disadvantage of this diet for athletes is that it will lower your exercise efficiency. But how? Studies done on athletes who were training on high intensities and following this low-carb, high-fat diet showed that although low-carbohydrate, high-fat diets are popular strategies to increase fat oxidation during exercise, adherence to a low-carb, high-fat diet was associated with a lower exercise efficiency and economy compared to a high-carbohydrate diet. Carbs will give you energy after that intense workouts, something what you need as an athlete. Typically, athletes train a lot throughout the week, and usually twice a day. They are coming down in weight, and they need carbohydrates, ideally simple carbs after that intense workouts. I mentioned simple carbs, not sugar, like fruits, honey a little bit. It depends on athletes' goals for sure, but they need carbs after that intense workout for optimizing their energy levels. And the worst thing in this ketogenic diet is that it has no fiber, or at least not enough. And we know the value of fiber in our diet. Fiber helps body to regulate its sugar's use, and fiber helps to keep hunger and blood sugar in check. Children and adults, and especially athletes, need at least 25 to 35 grams of fiber per day for a good health. But if we are talking about ketogenic diet, it hasn't enough fiber. Performing high-intensity exercise, whether it's weightlifting or conditioning, on a low-carbohydrate diet can lead to various negative consequences. These include exercise flu, limited performance, and muscle loss through glycogenesis, which is bad for athletes. This is when the body breaks down a muscle and converts it into energy due to lack of carbs. The second disadvantage of this approach is lack of consistency for most people. There is too much of a pool of carbohydrates on us, and you cannot just say, I will not eat carbs forever. And by getting on this keto diet, you may sacrifice long-term success in your fitness, in your performance as an athlete, because simply you cannot avoid carbs. And as I mentioned, one of the pros of ketogenic diet is weight loss, but if this weight loss is of a short term, you're sacrificing your long-term success. You need to learn to consume carbohydrates in the proper amounts, not overeating them. That is how people become obese, because carbohydrates are desirable and our body needs carbohydrates. I will give you a number based on research how much carbohydrates you need to eat. And again, it will vary from people to people very widely. But the true number of carbohydrate intake that comes from added sugars, these are sweets, that processed foods, must be no more than 10% from your overall calories. Less is better, and even for athletes. But based on research, I will say that you need to eat 2 to 7 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram of body weight per day. For men and for females, they need 1 to 3 grams of carbohydrates per kilogram per body weight per day or more. For men, I should say middle is good, 5 grams of carbohydrate per kilogram of body weight per day. For long-term success, and especially as an athlete, don't exclude carbohydrates completely from your diet. Instead, learn how to consume them in the proper amounts. And that's it. I hope you found this video helpful. If so, please subscribe to my channel. This is the best way to support this small channel. Dedicate your life to your purpose. And bye, brother.